Three, two, one, clap, sync. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Critical Podcast, where we get as critical as possible. We got a packed week. Well, we're going to switch it up a little bit this episode because we've been binging a bunch. We're still going to do our usual movie review. We're going to review Mean Girls, a movie we both saw. But we haven't generally talked about news or done anything but like a review in a while. So, because we've had a lot of stuff to watch and review. Yeah. So I have just a bunch of recent news, some outdated stuff that we just haven't talked about on the podcast yet. But we did see Mean Girls, the only movie. Well, I've seen two. I saw an animated Justice League movie that came out this year, which was all right. But this was the only movie you've seen in 2024.
The only movie. What else was there? Night Swim?
Yeah,
who wants to watch that?
Night Swim. We didn't want to watch that. I feel like there was another. I think Night Swim was, and The Beekeeper. But who wants to watch The Beekeeper?
It looked all right.
Josh Hutcherson is in it too. So should we just get straight into the Mean Girls review?
Yeah, sure.
So
I'm excited.
Should we save our ratings for the end? Should we talk about how we feel about? Should we switch it up? Talk about how we feel about the movie, then give the ratings, or should we just give the ratings first?
Let's talk about how we feel and then give the ratings.
Okay, so we'll do it a bit differently.
Maybe we should guess our ratings.
Yeah, that could be fun. So we'll just, I guess I'll start. Okay. I'll just give a little description about how I felt. My favorite movie of 2024, because
it was my favorite movie too.
I've only seen two movies, and I like this movie. This was directed by Samantha Jane and Arturo Perez Jr. It is a musical inspired by the Broadway thing and the original movie, which I believe you've seen.
Interesting. I didn't know there was a musical that was based off the original film.
Yeah, the Regina is like from the musical, and she's the one who plays her in the movie. But for context, I've never seen the original Mean Girls. Have you?
Yes, I have.
So
watched it like 2 years ago with my sister. Don't remember much though.
I'm happy to report to you guys though here from the Critical Podcast. This is worth your time. Very very fun movie. I know a lot of people are 50-50 on musicals. I really like musicals. The South Park movie is one of my favorite movies ever.
No, musicals are great. Yeah. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Greatest Showman. Which is a musical.
Yeah, I need to watch it. Wolverine's in it, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. Been a while, though. Yeah, I have that on my Letterboxd watch list. I haven't checked it out yet. But I really enjoyed this movie. I was entertained the whole time. It was about a 2 hour, right under 2 hours. So I thought the pacing was great.
Good pacing. Definitely.
Go on. Let's hear your thoughts.
This was like a copy of the first movie, which really took me by surprise. It was very shocking to see how similar this was, even having not really remember. I'm sorry, I didn't really remember much of the first movie at all. So going into this, I remember the main character a little bit, not much. But as I was watching this, I felt like I've seen it before, and I just started to remember like every single detail and how it just felt like a carbon copy of the original.
It's like they're, from what I've heard, we saw this movie a little bit ago, so of course by TikTok, like I see Mean Girls stuff because like it picks up my voice. It knows what I want to hear for some reason. So even though I've never searched up Mean Girls anything prior to getting refreshed on the trailer,
it's scary.
Yeah, dude, it's scary. But what I've been hearing from most people, it's just the same movie with a new coat of paint. Yeah, but it can't be an issue for me because I've never seen the original movie. Maybe I'll check out the original movie because I did like this one so much. But I'm not gonna have a lot of the same issues as some people because I've never seen the original.
I remember the original movie being fantastic.
Yeah, and a lot of people love that movie. Go on.
I still liked it too. I still really enjoyed this. I thought the casting was good.
Yeah, I thought all the cast members.
The plastics especially. I really liked the new casting for the plastics. I thought
the
Regina.
Mean Girls.
Yeah, I thought Regina was a great casting. Katie, I thought she was good too. It's not like I really remember much from the first.
She's Betty Brant from the Spider-Man Tom trilogy. She's the news lady. So it's nice to see her in more movies after that.
What'd you think of this song?
The songs, the thing about, I was gonna ask you the same thing. Obviously, it's a musical. I wanted there's two questions. I'll tell you how I felt, but then there's two things I want to ask you. But I liked the songs. I didn't mind them. I didn't completely agree with the messages they were conveying sometimes, but the songs were fun, but they were very forgettable. Like there's a few
I agree.
standout ones, obviously, like the classic ones. I think most people know, like the Regina George song that she sings when entering the school. But I don't really.
I don't remember. Yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No,
But
you're good.
I don't. You're right. I don't really remember any of them except for that one where they're repeating the apex predator, because obviously if you're gonna have a bunch of repetition in your song, it's gonna be more memorable.
Yeah, I remember like the scenes and stuff when the songs happen, but I just didn't find them to be too particularly memorable. But I didn't dislike them at all.
Yeah,
There-
I didn't dislike him either.
There was a few standout songs I really liked, but yeah, like you said, I thought. But the two questions I wanted to ask you is, how did you feel about the music, and how did you feel about Katie's? Like, she's obviously the main character in this movie, so how did you feel about her singing performances?
I thought all the singing performances were good. I don't know if anybody has problems with them, but they were good enough for the movie. I enjoyed it. It's not something I'd put on my playlists at all, but it worked for the movie, and I had a good time.
So the movie opens, and you get this classic, which is something. This leads into one of my kind of negatives for the movie. It opens with like this phone recording thing, and immediately you're under the impression of like, oh, it's gonna be like a social media heavy kind of influenced film. We not praised, but one of the big positives about Talk to Me was how well they did like that social media aspect. And I feel like it's not done very well or accurately in this movie.
Yeah, something I wanted to bring up is I feel like in so many movies there's this like trope where some small video that they record at their high school just goes viral for some reason, and then everybody's talking about, oh, Regina George is crazy, like everywhere. And I feel like they did that in this movie. They also did it with like TMNT with like the puke girl thing. It's not really realistic.
Yeah, there's a few gags like that in this movie. Like there's like those tropes in movies where like a character will come up with like a new cringy word, and that's gruel and fetch in this one. I'm sure those were lines in the original movie, but
I don't know.
obviously I haven't seen them. But they were cringy, but like they didn't necessarily like they weren't really an issue. Like I didn't find it too annoying or anything. I didn't find it particularly funny. But like at least the jokes landed. Like they didn't make. There was one funny thing in this movie that I did laugh at.
What was
it? But it was Kevin G, baby. That rap and Kevin G gets out on the stage and shit. I thought that was hilarious. It was just so ridiculous. I liked how ridiculous this movie was.
Yeah.
Like Barbie was ridiculous and it didn't make sense. This movie was ridiculous,
and
but
it
like
made sense.
it was a cohesive story
Definitely.
and it made sense.
I love comedies like that, especially because like there's some comedies that just go completely crazy, like Scary Movie, and then there's a lot of comedies that have like a cohesive storyline. I like that with this film. One of my questions is like, what did you think of the main character, the main Damien, Janice, and
Damien and Janice. So
Yeah.
Janice played by Moana, and then Damien,
Moana.
Damien, who they
Moana.
say is too gay to function. I thought they were fun side additions. Obviously we open and it opens with them and ends with them, so
Yeah.
they're pretty important characters. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just misremembering a little bit, but like I feel like they're like heavily involved with like the first half in the movie with we'll keep it. There's not much to spoil in this movie, so I guess we'll keep it spoil free. But we will get in the spoilers. But they have a heavy influence on this film at the start because Katie's the new girl in school, and she goes to sit with them at lunch and everything, and like she's like the first person she becomes friends with. And we think we're going to get to see a lot of that, but it feels like they're kind of forgotten about for the second half of the film, and they pop up back at the third. I like them, though. It's just I definitely wish they had more of an involvement. How did you feel about the plastics, the Mean Girls?
I love them because all of them have like their unique personalities and struggles, and then you really feel like the other two like side plastics are you sympathize with them because you feel like they're being manipulated and could be actually like good people.
And now this isn't something I want to say. The movie is called Mean Girls, but like it honestly should be Mean Girl because there's only one mean girl, that's Regina. Like the other two girls aren't really mean at all. Like they, like you said, you sympathize for them. They kind of make them like good characters.
Yeah, and
they kind of make you sympathize for Regina a little bit. So like they're not really mean girls.
The thing is, Katie becomes Regina pretty much. Like that's what the message of this is about. It's like choose your friends wisely because you might Yeah, you're right. I guess there was really just Regina, and then she has her redemption. What do you think of her like redemption at the end?
I think it's well, I can't talk about that because it's spoilery, but the thing that happens with her
Oh,
at the end is hilarious. But it feels the movie's not trying to be like taking itself too seriously, so you're not gaining like an insane character arc or anything. So she just kind of like convert after. We just got to get in the spoilers. Got to talk about spoilers, but
mhm.
she messes up in the Christmas dance or whatever, and then she
Yeah,
gets turned into a meme and humiliated, and then she gets hit by the
the
bus.
bus.
It's pretty brutal. Now I think I did kind of feel bad for her when she got hit by the bus, so I get they
Yeah.
did kind of give her a redemption
Did
thing.
Did
But
you
like,
think she died?
I didn't think she would. You know what? Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, when she like
Mhm.
first got hit and the bus came out of nowhere, I was like, "Holy shit!" And then obviously she
I knew
revealed
she
to be
didn't die
oh,
because at that point I remembered like the entire rest of
mhm.
the plot of the movie. What do you think of the end with like Regina as she's like, remember that bathroom scene, where it's kind of like her redemption, where she's like, she kind of makes friends with Katie and everything.
I had no issues with Regina's turnaround, but like again, I just found it odd. The movie's called Mean Girls, but like they're barely even
Mhm.
really Mean Girls. But again, I thought like the acting was great. I thought her in particular, the singing was really good. She probably gave the best vocal performances. Before we break down the story, do you have like a specific major positive and a specific major negative? Because I think I have mine.
My biggest positive was the recasting of the original group. I actually
Mm.
really liked Janice and Damien. I for some reason I felt like you were gonna think some of them were annoying. I don't know if
Mm-mm.
you did, but I really enjoyed them. Actually, I thought they were great recastings.
Mhm.
And then my biggest negative is just the fact that I've seen this movie before. I
Mhm.
really don't see the point of it. I get that it's a musical and everything, but if you're just gonna retell the exact same story pretty much and just have one addition and that be the musicals and like more modern day topics
Mhm.
like TikTok and everything, then I really don't see the point in that.
It's kind of like a live action Lion King
Hmm.
situation, and we saw how that movie was received. But yeah, everything's being rebranded, rebooted, brought back, for all
Yeah.
that nostalgia stuff. But all around great performances for everybody. Did you have a particular? Oh yeah, you you just said your. I was gonna ask you the same exact question that you just answered. My biggest positive was Karen. I
Yeah.
thought she was gorgeous. Honestly, all of the points I'm gonna give this movie are probably just for her. I didn't find this movie too funny, but I found her particularly to have some like really comedic moments. She
Yeah.
has a really good she has a really good I forgot the word for a second. She has really good singing
You
scenes.
forgot
There we go. I
singing.
got the words.
You forgot singing.
But yeah, no. She was by far my favorite part of the movie. And my least favorite
Yeah, I really liked them too,
mm,
Karen and no.
and her I just thought I usually in like media and stuff, like there's always like that dumb goofy stupid character that's
Hmm.
like always like, oh, like Jar Jar Binks, like that annoying piece of shit, but like they make the annoying girl like likable in this movie, so she was definitely the standout for me. I think my big negative with this movie is everything is just either great or fine. Like I think the casting and performances are really good, but like it's nothing spectacular.
Of
Like
course.
the music is good, but nothing spectacular. Like everything is just like this is just a fine, good, a little bit above average, quite a bit above an average movie. Like it was quite
Yes.
enjoyable, very entertaining. Anything else you need to say?
No, not really.
So we'll go through the story. So, like I said, it starts with the phone recording opening, and
Hmm.
we're introduced to Damien and Janice
Yeah.
immediately, and they're singing their little song, and
Yeah.
this is gonna
This
be a
is a
musical
cautionary
for the
tale.
start. And then Katie is the new girl at school, so she is walking around. She can't find anybody to sit with, so she goes to the bathroom eating by herself. And then
Mhm.
Damien and Janice come in there, and then that's like the point where they all meet and they recruit her, and then we're introduced to like the main little trio. And then
They go to the lunch,
they go to the
and
lunch,
then
and then the Mean
Damien and
Girls.
Janice are
mm,
introduce them to all of the
mm,
groups, the
yeah,
stereotypical groups at
Janice is
school.
showing all the different like the nerds and the jocks
Hmm.
and stuff, and then Regina notices that there's a new girl in school, and because she's like the queen of the school, so she's like, why don't I know you? Who are you? So that's how she gets involved with them. And then she ends up kind of like spying, kind of like not spying, but at first she's thinking she's becoming friends with the mean girls, but then Janice and Damien get her to like spy on them, like go sit at their lunch table so you can like tell us everything about what they're saying. So then Katie starts hanging out with the mean girls and everything. And then, like you said before, it's kind of like her transition into becoming Regina and everything. The Damien and Janice were watching Friday the 13th Part 2. They were watching like a horror movie that was Friday the 13th Part 2, which I thought was fun. And then how did you feel about the whole, like, there was the Halloween party sequence with the song and then everybody dressed up and then Katie coming dressed up like an actual like scary costume.
I love that because it's so like accurate to how some people dress during Halloween.
It just feels so real. Like it's like the Harry Potter ball stuff. Like it's just fun to see. Like it's just fun to see like that relationship, like high school, college party stuff, like kind of done really well. So the big conflict in this movie is Katie has a crush on Aaron, Regina's ex-boyfriend, and then Regina ends up finding out because Gretchen, one of the mean girls, can't really keep a secret, so she slips up to Regina, and then when she finds out, she kisses Aaron, and then
they become partners again.
Yeah, they become partners again. So then we find out Janice's and Damien's whole deal on why they dislike Regina, and then we find out Regina's book bag was set on fire because
Janice told Regina that she was lesbian, I think, and then Regina started telling everybody and didn't invite her to like a party or something.
Yeah, I believe that was it. She got jealous because Regina was talking about making it seem like that. It was a little recurring theme in the movie, making it seem like she was obsessed with her, but she wasn't. Just a misunderstanding. And then, of course, Regina gets with Aaron, so that starts the whole that. And then it moves on to Regina fumbling the dance like we talked about, and then everybody turns her into the meme, and that gives Katie a perfect opportunity to go get Aaron. And then the teachers form an assembly for the kids to what?
To realize that they're all both victims and victimizers, and they're all pretty much in the same boat.
They start making all the kids apologize to each other, and then everything with the burn book gets kind of like exposed because Janice kind of calls out Katie on her being a fake friend.
I really like the teacher. I
forgot her name. It's Mrs. Noble or Mrs. Noble. So I know who you're talking about.
I think she was the same actor as in the first movie.
Really?
I'm not sure. They look the same.
How did you feel about the math competition? It comes out of nowhere, but there's the math competition.
Well, I expected it because at that point I remember the entire rest of the movie, and I thought it was a good ending because she is this smart kid, and then she started not being herself, and now she's back to being herself and doing what she should be doing.
The winning last question of the math tournament was the little lesson she learned at the start of the movie in class. I don't think the baby whining. There was a baby whining during the movie. I don't think he enjoyed it. I don't think the baby watching with us enjoyed it very much. But our theater wasn't very full. There wasn't a lot of people in the theater in general. There was not that many. Stop moving.
I'm sorry.
So annoying.
I'm sorry.
You're good, but
I just get fidgety.
I'm sure the mic's gonna pick that up, but that's why I say it. But the theater wasn't that packed. I don't know if it was just because of I think we saw it on like a Friday or Saturday. It was weird not to see many people there. But go watch this movie. I recommend you guys go see this movie.
Yeah, especially if you're a big fan of the first movie.
We obviously liked it. Katie then kisses Aaron by the end, and then they get back together, and everything's happily ever after. Regina gets ran over. But yeah.
Regina gets a happy ending too. She's nicer now, and she's got her own boyfriend too.
Yeah, she got a new boyfriend, and then the bathroom scene was funny when she was like, she's on anesthesia and she's like stumbling around the bathroom and shit. But there was some funny moments with her in the movie. This was a very fun, entertaining movie. I don't think It's not a very funny movie. Like, I wasn't
Yeah,
laughing out
definitely
loud the
not.
whole time, but like the comedy didn't annoy me or anything. But main issues were the social media aspect being done with that being
Definitely.
a major thing is misrepresented.
Again, I
And
don't see the point in this movie.
and then the songs again weren't bad, but they were just pretty forgettable. I'm trying to make sure we got everything. Is there anything else you need to bring up?
Yeah, I feel like with a lot of these like reboots, I think people are just kind of getting lazy and just trying to reuse stories and feed it to the new audience to make money off of it. And when instead
Because they know. Sorry to interrupt, but like they know like kids like imagine if we were like 10-year-olds or something, and then like a new live action Lion King is coming out. Like we'd be so excited because like at the time you're younger, you're like not open to trying many new things. So like all that
Exactly.
animated old movie Lion King bullcrap. Like I want the new
Exactly.
stuff. So like they know like that's why the Lion King live action movie made $1 billion. Like they know people are
course.
gonna go see these reboots.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just such a shame because
They're not
still
good.
Yeah, they're hardly any of them are good, and it's just the same story. They really don't try to do anything new for the most part, and there's so much missed opportunity for new things, new ideas.
Hopefully that's not the case for the new Harry Potter thing. Hopefully they don't just redo something we've seen before.
No.
Hopefully they do put like their own little twist on it.
Yeah, definitely.
But like there's like the Under the Red Hood comic, there's the DC animated movies where like they change a bunch of things to like amplify it and like make it quite different, like make it its own thing, like clearly like make it standalone on its own thing. Like weird comparison, but Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League, like two similar things, but like one of them clearly like is their own, like has their own identity. But yeah, biggest positive was Karen. She was gorgeous. Loved whenever she was on screen. Not too many issues with this movie. It was very fun. I ready to give my score if you are.
We're gonna guess our scores, right?
Oh yeah, I guess our scores. What do you think I gave this movie?
I think you gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
You think I gave this movie a 6.5 out of 10?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So should I tell you what I rated it first, or should I guess yours?
Guess
and
mine.
then, okay, I'll guess yours, and then we'll do the 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
I think since you said that, I'm kind of leaning. I'll go. I was gonna do 7, but since you said 6.5, I think you're a little lower on it than me. So I'm gonna go. I think you gave it a 6.
Okay. I know I got it wrong.
So 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Mean Girls. 2024's Mean Girls rating.
In
3.
I'm sorry. I'm
You're
so
good.
sorry.
2024's Mean Girls rating in 3, 2, 1, 8 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Really? Yeah, I
Wow.
did guess it. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Really? I think that's a little low. It
Wow,
seems like
is
you enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I don't think it approaches anywhere near the to the extent of like TMNT or something. And again, it's just a copy and paste from the first movie, and sadly, that has to dock it down a little bit because I really don't get the point of it. The only real addition was the songs, and the songs were okay, but they weren't fantastic. But yeah, of course, 6 out of 10 isn't bad. It
Above
actually
average.
isn't that bad.
It's an above average. Typically, what you give it, it's a slightly above average.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun, entertaining movie. It's obviously not going to be for everybody. Like I'm sure a ton of people are just gonna hate on it because like there's mostly female protagonists and like the one important male guy is gay. So people are automatically just gonna hate it because they're just haters. But I had a lot of fun with this movie. It sucks our friend Isaiah didn't get to see it with us because he wanted to see this movie. We only saw it because he wanted to see it, and then when we ended up going to see it, he went ghost on us. So, but yeah, 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Good review. Glad we enjoyed it. We are rewatching Across the Spider-Verse tomorrow in the
so
4DX theater.
Yes, there's like screens all around us.
And there's like effects and stuff. There will be like effects.
We can
popping
feel effects like if there's like a water splash. I don't know how that's gonna work for Spider-Verse because it's a lot of like.
Didn't we do the Simpsons one?
Yeah, but like they purposely directed that little short film to where meant for that 4D thing. But for this, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Are we gonna be feeling the fucking like portal effects or something?
hopefully maybe I'll feel different about the ending upon my sixth watch of the movie. But like I just how much I loved it.
We might hate it on our sixth watch.
I want to rewatch the first one though, because like by next pod I want to have a definitive answer of which one I think is better.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything wrong with Into the Spider-Verse.
Not switching.
But I have an issue with Across the Spider-Verse.
And
but
yet
like
you
I
think
know
that's
it's better. I still know it's better. But like it's like that with a lot of movies. Like you can have like a movie a 0.5 point
Yeah.
above, and you could still like.
Sometimes
other movies
it's
a little
really
better.
hard to like grasp why you think a movie is so good or some reason, but really it's just like the feeling you got from it, and it's just some feeling you get from it, and not necessarily a scene or something that really docks the point. I don't know why, but yeah, it happens.
So we're gonna get in the news. I got a bunch of little stuff we need to talk about. We'll start off first. How do you feel about all these YouTubers retiring? Tom Scott, people are saying started this train. He was like the first one to go out this month, and then Matt Pat, Moose Snuckle, I believe, which is one of the Vanoss crew members, and a bunch of other YouTubers are leaving the platforms. And not everybody's leaving, but YouTubers like Jacksepticeye and all these other people are like starting to notice, like, wow, they've been doing this for a bunch of their lives as well. So how do you feel about this?
First of all, I feel like it hasn't really been that long because, well, a lot of these YouTubers, they started in like early 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for like a regular job, I feel like you would spend 20 or 30 years there and then retire. Like if that's the job you like, or like your years working, that's how long you take. And these YouTubers, I feel like they're retiring in their like 30s, early 30s, maybe late 30s. And it's, usually people retire in their 50s, 40s. And that just goes to show how much YouTube pays. You can run a successful YouTube channel for 10 years and you would have enough money to live the rest of your life.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I was not surprised at all that Matt Pat was leaving.
Because I thought I heard that like a long time ago.
He sold the channel. So like after he sold the channel, it's like, well, what else are you going to do? Like I was like, obviously it's been a few months since he did announce that. So like, it's like, okay, maybe he's going to stick around, all these new FNAF stuff. But after all the big FNAF stuff came out, he's like, all right, nothing new FNAF's going to come out for a while. I guess it's time to retire. But he does have children and stuff, so like I could see it being hard to manage a YouTube channel and a kid. But like you said, of like how like it's kind of a good job to do for like 20 years. I'm sure for like the little over a decade Matt Pat's been doing, like they've been grinding. Like a lot of these YouTubers,
Matt Pat has put in the work. Like he went on and talked about like how much work he put into this channel. Like originally he was working like some late hours in his real job, and he could only work on his YouTube videos like at 12 a.m. or something, and he got like very little sleep. He put in a lot of work.
It's sad to see him go, man. But next thing, Steven Yeun, guy who plays Invincible, dude from Beef, Glenn from The Walking Dead. We all know him, we all love him.
Yeah.
He is stepping down from the Thunderbolts project. How do you feel about this? He was gonna be playing like kind of like another Thor type strong character, kind of like in this Suicide Squad Marvel movie.
Sad. I want to see new characters, and I love Stephen Young. He is like one of my favorite actors, honestly.
Yeah, no, he's great. And what scares me is, can you name a single bad thing he's in? No. Like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is great. Invincible is great. Beef is great. Everything this guy's in is great. So like I'm wondering if like he was like, I don't know, man, this seems kind of whack. I can't be a part of this. This is not good type situation. But I wonder if they're gonna get another guy to play Sentry. I'm curious to see what they do with that. More on The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live, the Rick Grimes show is finally coming out this year. I'm really excited to see Rick Grimes' story continued, because he's one of like my favorite, if not, I think he's one of the best written characters of all time. But I'm excited to see what they do with that show. I
really think there's much more they can do, because I mean, like, how many seasons are there? 12?
There's 11 seasons of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
The spin-offs, Dead City, which was a spin-off with Maggie, I couldn't even finish it. I disliked it so much. And then a spin-off with Daryl Dixon came out, the crossbow guy. I haven't even got around to watching that. But Isaiah said it was decent, so I might have to check that one out. Okay. But There is definitely stuff to do with the character, because I don't want to spoil anything, but like there's definitely like stuff to do with the character, but it's almost like what's the point? Kind of like, again, you haven't seen the show, so you can't
Right.
comment much on this, but there's definitely stuff to do with it. But I mean, again, and you see, I got all the Walking Dead comics right there, but it's like there's no Rick Grimes spinoff for the Walking Dead comics, so it's gonna be something completely original, I'm assuming.
Of
So
course.
I'm curious to see. We'll do that. Hopefully, you can catch up on the Walking Dead. There's a
I know.
lot of
And
episodes,
I know it's so good.
yeah, no, it's great.
I was gonna ask a question. What was it?
It's something about the Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, who's directing it?
Directing it, the ones
know?
who live.
Yeah.
I am not sure. I think it might be the same dude who does the comic series and the other thing, but I would look it up. But obviously, we're using our phones to
Okay.
record. What If Season 2 is out? I'm not that huge on What If Season 1. It's one of the Marvel shows. We're catching up on a bunch of other. We've been binging Regular Show. Phenomenal show. I love Regular Show. It's so funny. And then we've been watching Echo and all that. So we haven't had time to get in the What If Season 2. The Ted Show is out. The Teddy Bear
I heard
Ted
it's
movies.
good. I heard it's
yeah,
really good.
I heard it's really good, and I really like the first Ted movie.
Makes me want to watch Ted.
So the second one is all right.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, don't love it.
Only
but-
thing I know about Ted was there was this one cool cameo with Liam Neeson.
yeah, I think that was like a little joke in the second movie or
Yeah.
something. But great first movie. I really want us to watch those first two movies because like I really want to watch the show because it's been getting so much praise. But another piece of news, The Beekeeper came out. Obviously, we talked about, and the director David Ayer made The Beekeeper. Do you
Mhm.
recognize that name?
David Ayer?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
He is the dude who made the Suicide Squad movie, the first one.
Ooh.
And I heard there's
Okay.
been like a thing people are talking about. He was like, you know how when a movie comes out, the actors of the movie will like go around promoting it and stuff.
Of
People
course.
have been asking him about Suicide Squad, and he's been people have been tweeting saying him and multiple people said like it was the best comic book movie, like best superhero movie anyone's seen before it got chopped down by like the
Mhm.
trailer editors. So I wanted to see how you felt about that.
That's sad. I honestly think it could have. It probably was good. I don't think it would have been as good as Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Or
but-
the second Suicide Squad.
But it's sad that they're doing that.
Mm.
Oh my god! Because after it's
It's like watching your child get murdered
Oh,
right in front of your
God.
face. It's like this thing you've created, and then like they just get ruined. It must suck.
yeah, it's just like after watching Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I can see how these same stories with like these same scenes, just with a little bit more, it can be so good. It makes me believe that a bad movie like Suicide Squad could actually be that.
The thing is with Justice League, though, I feel like there's little hints where like, all right, I can see where that's going. I can see the kind of good in that. And Suicide Squad, I feel like there was nothing there indicating that like, obviously Justice League, we wanted the Snyder cut because it's like, it's the Justice League movie. They're a really big deal. And obviously the tragedy that happened when Zack Snyder's family and everything, obviously we assumed only could have major effects on this. But like there was no indication that like maybe I'm wrong, obviously, like because I'm sure when Justice League came out, a lot of people before Zack Snyder's Justice League were coming out was like, don't even bother releasing it. It's just gonna be worse or slightly better than the first one. But I mean, maybe it's weird because if it was announced the David Ayer cut for Suicide Squad was releasing, I would be like, I might check it out. But knowing that I'll probably never have it just makes me want it so much more for some reason. I don't know why. But saw news about the Minecraft movie. The directors and everybody are saying they want to avoid a Sonic the Hedgehog situation. Do you know what that's referring to?
I do not because I thought the Sonic. Oh,
Remember
is it
when-
where it looks really
Yeah,
bad?
the first trailer for Sonic where he looked really bad and he had like the human teeth
Yeah.
and like the human kind of build. The Minecraft people are saying it might turn out like an ugly Sonic situation. How do you
God.
feel about this?
So that makes me think, what the f- are they doing? Is it gonna be like those 2014 like Minecraft intros where they're like
Hopefully
actually
not.
blocky characters like moving
Hopefully
around?
not.
Is it gonna look like Minecraft story mode?
It's gonna be like humans fused with
That
like,
would be
Minecraft
10
guy.
million times worse. And we're gonna see Jason Momoa with a fucking cube head.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes me concerned.
But yeah, again, let us direct the Minecraft movie. They should have let us make the FNAF movie. Let us direct FNAF 2.
What studio is it? You know?
No idea. Probably Sony or something.
Okay.
We'll have to look it up.
Yes,
after this, but hopefully it doesn't turn out like a Sonic situation. That would be terrible. And the last piece of news I want to talk about is the Emmys. I don't remember. Is Golden Globes and Emmys two different things? What are the Golden Globes?
I think just different awards.
Yeah, I can't remember all the names for the different awards, but I know specifically what awards the Emmys won. But one of the nominees for one of these award shows was Best Animated Movie of All Time, and The Boy and the Heron beat Across the Spider-Verse, which is just
absolutely ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Obviously, our favorite movie of this year. It's just what in The Boy and the Heron was better than
nothing.
The animation wasn't better.
Definitely not. The story was not better at all.
The story was not better. The casting wasn't like the cast was good, but like
that doesn't matter.
They don't talk much in that movie. Like the vocal performances across the Spider-Verse was amazing. The action, there's not really action sequences in The Boy and the Heron, but like there's scenes when like stuff is like going on. Those are done way better in Across the Spider-Verse. Everything about
the story, the impact is better in Spider-Verse.
The character emotions, and
definitely
just, like,
you can feel it.
Everything about it was just, I can't believe I think it's just recency bias. It might just be recency bias. Because it just came out, and we're like the only two people on the planet who didn't really like it. But and maybe because of that.
Easy. I really need to hear somebody's opinion on why they think that's good.
Yeah, we need someone on the pod who likes that movie. If you let us know, if you like The Boy and the Heron, let us know in the comments why it's better than Spider-Verse. But the Emmys...
Drop your address in the comments. We can go pick you up.
The Emmys. I know what specific awards they won. The Bear, a cooking show. I watched a little bit of the first season. I liked it. I didn't hate it, though. I just haven't had the time to go and finish it. But it won a bunch of awards, so it does make me want to go and check it out.
Yeah.
And Better Call Saul had Better Call Saul is now officially the show with the most amount of nominations that hasn't won. It has been nominated for like 50 different categories, and Better Call Saul has won 0 awards.
Is it not having to do with 2023, or did that come out? Did it finish in 2023?
I think Better Call Saul did finish towards like the half of this season 6 finished, believe.
Really?
Like the start of this year. I thought it was 2022 as well.
Yeah, me too.
But
because I feel like I finished the series in like early 2023.
But Better Call Saul again didn't win any awards, which is so sad. Just one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, it's just. Maybe it's being overshadowed by Breaking Bad, because I know I posted a poll about it recently, which is why I bring this up, but so many people prefer Breaking Bad over Better Call Saul, so I wonder if people are just like, just kind of Breaking Bad is just so much better, it kind of overshadows Better Call Saul a little bit, but that's ridiculous. It's won no awards.
But even if you think like the first God of War is better than God of War Ragnarok, like it matters about that year, right? So like why not just... If you still think God of War Ragnarok is the best game of the year, just nominate that. Of course, it didn't win, but that's just an example.
But yeah, shows like Succession and Bear and all the other stuff was winning. It's sad Better Call Saul didn't get nominated for anything. Like they literally won nothing, and they got nominated for a ton of stuff. But it's sad, man. Some good news, some bad. Well, yeah, mostly bad news. All the bad news was about people retiring in the Emmys, and all the good news is about new shows that. Stuff haven't seen them come out. Good episode.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.
Of course.
TikToks, letterboxes,
main channel,
all that in the description below. Hope you guys have a good week.
Yeah, and MCU videos coming next week. I promise.
Yes, next week is the MCU ranking. I think the next movie review we're gonna do is Madam Web, but hopefully we should have the MCU ranking episode before that. Yeah. So bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye.